This time we want to do something a little bit different. We want to share some things that have worked for us. They may or may not work for you, but we've had quite a few requests about this, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Let you know what works for us.
We get a lot of questions that ask, what kind of arrow setups are you guys using? What's your broadhead? What's your grain weight on your arrows, total weight? What's your FOC? First off, Rodney and I setups are not exactly alike. They're very similar, and we both use basically the same principles, but we work them out to individual taste, and that's exactly what we do with our bows and arrow setup. I use a 200 grain Helix broadhead. Rodney and I have used these for years, and we have no complaints. They do an outstanding steel insert, which if I'm not mistaken is about 80 grains, 80 to 85 grains total weight. I use a collar, a black collar, that adds another, I think, 10. I use a threaded weight system, and Rodney does the same thing on the back end of the arrow. I probably put close to another 100 grains, a little more behind that. So and I use a 5-inch feather with a wrap, and my total FOC right now is 22.13. For guys that are into the numbers, they probably know exactly what I'm talking about there. And my total arrow weight right now is 637 grains.
So starting with the front of the arrow, I'm using the Helix, 200 grain, same as what Ron is using. We have taken everything from aoudad, mountain goat, several elk, hogs, I don't know. The list goes on. Mini whitetail with this broadhead, and it just has performed without a doubt the way we like it to. It continues to spin or rotate, and that is one of the things we really like about it, because it can slide around bone a little easier if it happens to hit it. So I started with 200 grains there. This is a lighter setup as far as for what I use. I've only got 95 grain on the insert here. So basically I've got right at 295 up front. I don't have any inserts behind it because it's 166. I didn't go to the extra expense to buy the inserts like the 204s Ron is running. This is a tapered shaft, so the further we go back towards the back, the smaller it gets. So it makes it extremely stable. I can no doubt shoot a 2-inch feather on this, which is what I usually shoot, is 4 2-inch, but I needed a little weight just to make this a little stiffer. So I put the 3-inch on there, 4 3-inch, as you can see. I put a wrap to again increase the weight in the back, also increasing the spine of the arrow, as well as the collared insert and the push-on knock. All of those things added weight in the back to give me more spine and overall weight. So right now my setup is the lightest I've shot probably in 5 years. My bow is actually 48 pounds at my draw. It's a 50-pound bow, and when I draw it, I get 48 out of it. So my total weight is, like I was saying, is the lightest I've shot in probably 5 or 6 years. It's 585 grains, and it shoots like a dart.
Rodney and I both use recurves and longbows. We just like the simplicity of traditional archery, and we love that. We love that simplicity. This particular bow that I'm shooting obviously is a Black Widow. I've had this bow for a long, long time. My bow is 52 pounds at 28 inches. It's a very comfortable weight for me to still shoot, but heavy enough to do the job. So that's it in a nutshell, man. That's my baby right there for all you guys that have been interested.
Got a new little toy here that, as a backpacking hunter primarily, I just love the idea of this thing. It's a longbow, but it is a takedown, as you see, and requires no tools. It is absolutely ingenious. So basically you have the bow just like you're going to shoot it. You turn 1/4 turn back, it's going to slip into the pocket, and then I just turn it 1/4 turn back, make sure that's real tight, and now you have a one-piece bow. Something got in the wrong spot. I just shot a little button buck. It's kind of quartering into me. He's kind of quartering into me. So I drew the bow really, really, really slow. Just a little bit at a time. Got all the way to full draw, looking at that spot, and just took that spot out on the side.
Aiming point that he was actually shooting for is actually within about a 1/2 inch of his entrance hole. So he made an excellent shot. Hit just almost exactly where he was looking. But yeah, that angle from the height that he was at traversed through the body, I mean through all the goodies, and just absolutely ruined this spike day. And we actually removed another spike from the gene pool, which is exactly what we do here. We don't let spikes get a hall pass. We take them out. Well, I like the way Missouri does things. You see a little spike like this with 1.5, 2 inch spikes on him. He's probably not going to grow up to be much of a buck. And here in Missouri, what they do is they allow you to shoot the spike and use your doe tag on it when it's got that short of antler. You know, we could take a doe out of here, but if we take a doe out, we're basically taking 9 animals out. If she has 2 fawns a year for the next 3 years, and then by that 3rd year, her offspring's already having babies, so they've got another 2 or whatever. So anyway, it makes a lot more sense to us to take these spikes out and get them out of the genetic pool. Hopefully we've done a good job with that. Real pleased with what this pike is doing. Got it 2 weeks ago, and oh man, it shot through this thing like it was nothing. I'm holding 27 inches, so my 50-pound bow is getting me about probably 47, 48, 580 grain arrows, and you know, zip through him on an angle like this. Caught him at the top of the lung on that side and went through the lung on this side and came out about this angle here. So I don't think he made it 50 yards, maybe 60. Anyway, I watched him go down. So that's the way we like to do it. Complete pass through. The guy went, I don't know, less than 50 yards, probably died in less than 2 minutes. Perfect shot. He went, I don't know, between 25 and 30 yards, and he actually fell over backwards in maybe, I don't know, 20 seconds. I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. To tell you a little bit about this guy, I've got a mock scrape down here. I've had here for like 4 days, and every day, sometimes twice a day, I'd freshen it up, and it'd always be tore up, and I never saw any animals there, but there was always a signature print right there on the ground
So tonight, let's see, I got about 15 minutes of light left, and I saw this buck coming up the hill, and he's not a giant that I'd like to shoot, but he's been hitting that scrape every day, and I finally was there when he did it. So he got on that first scrape and smelled the bush up high, and then pawed the ground up, and then went to the second scrape that was about 5 feet further to the northeast. And when he stepped out to do his thing with that, I put an arrow through him, and oh, it just tickles me. I got him. This is the exit side. It came in the other side. Just a perfect shot. He went, I don't know, between 25 and 30 yards, and he actually fell over backwards in maybe, I don't know, 20 seconds. I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. He wasn't running, but he wasn't walking either. He was getting up here and fell down right here. So anyway, I got to get this guy cleaned up, and sorry I don't have any better pictures, but I'm running out of light. Tomorrow's the last day, and I haven't been seeing anything, so thought maybe I better go ahead and put arrows through this guy. And I sure like this little pike, a 2-piece bolt together, quarter turn. We'll give you a little look at that, and man, it shoots. 2 for 2 here, so I'm pretty tickled. Thanks, Dan Tolke makes these bows. Outstanding bows, workmanship and performance. All right, I gotta get this guy over